Hello again. I dare say that viewers grow a little weary of my saying that I'm not an expert practically every time I speak about something. Well, it's because I'm not an expert in anything at all. That's just the way it is. But I always like finding out about stuff. I noticed today something which I have been vaguely aware of for some time without it really registering on my conscious mind. This is the presence of defibrillators in public places. I saw one in a sports centre the other day, and then yesterday I spotted a new one in Wanstead High Street in East London. It looks just like the installation shown in the thumbnail to this video. They seem to be turned out to a standard design. The description to this video gives a link to a website with a map. If you type in your postcode, it will show you where the nearest defibrillator is to you. As far as I can make out, there are a dozen within easy reach of every postcode in London, which I find surprising and slightly weird. Let's face it, 5 years ago, the only place where you would hear about or see a defibrillator in action would be a television drama such as Casualty. The doctor would shout, "He's going into defib," and then a moment later he would say in an urgent tone, "Charging," and then put the paddles on the person's chest and shout, "Clear." I'm sure we're all familiar with this fictional scenario and have seen it dozens of times. I have not, however, seen it in real life, nor ever do I expect to. Now, I find these gadgets are to be found on every street corner and that anybody may use them. How did that come to pass? I know, of course, that heart attacks in young adults are on the increase, although the reasons for this are not altogether clear. But surely such heart attacks cannot be so frequent that defibrillators need to be as much a part of the street scene as telephone boxes once were. I have been unable to track down any information on whether they actually save lives, which is also a bit odd since they now appear all over the place. I give a link to a piece which says that they should be made as common as fire extinguishers, but I'm curious about this. Is it in preparation for a lot of heart attacks? There is one strange statistic from the link I give, and it is the only definite figure provided. We read that more than 25,000 people die from cardiac arrests outside of hospital annually. If a defibrillator is used within 1 minute, survival rates are as high as 90%. Moreover, defibrillators should be as accessible as fire extinguishers. Used within 1 minute. Since to gain access to these devices, even from a public kiosk, one has to ring the ambulance service and obtain a code to open the cupboard, I would say that even if somebody fell to the ground in front of you with a heart attack, literally in front of such a place, the odds of using the machine within a minute are very slender. Well, indeed, non-existent. How long do you think it would take from seeing that a heart attack was taking place to be getting a phone out and getting through to the ambulance service, getting a code, typing it into that little cabinet, taking the machine out, reading the instructions and so on? I think even under those ideal circumstances it would be considerably more than a minute. Realistically, even though there are a dozen of the things within a half mile of me as I type this, it would take me at least 20 minutes or so to find out where the thing was, go and get the cabinet unlocked, learn how to use it, and then bring it back here. So let's imagine someone's having a heart attack right here on the floor as I speak. And I know that administering a defibrillator within 1 minute might increase the chances of survival to 90%. I'm still not going to be able to get one back here within less than 20 minutes and probably more like half an hour. I'd like to know what the survival rates are after 20 minutes rather than 1 minute. I sense that there is something about this that I am missing. Either something which has happened, is happening, or will happen in the future. Some high streets now have several of the devices, but as I say, I can't find any figures to show how often they are used, or indeed if they have saved any lives. This is all most peculiar.